Welcome to the Supreme Court Podcast.
Can you go to jail for marital infidelity? This was discussed by the Supreme Court in the case of XXX versus People, GR number 250219. X and A were married in 2006 and later had a daughter. To make ends meet, A left to work in Singapore. A few years later, A found out that X was in a romantic relationship with another woman, C, who was pregnant with X's child. X and C also sent A text messages to spite her. One of C's messages to A goes, "Di mo daw siya asawa, sa papel lang daw kayo mag-asawa at hindi sa puso at kaluluwa niya. It hurts, di ba?" X himself also sent similar messages to his wife. "Sige na, matutulog na kami ng mahal ko, nakaligo na siya. Masarap yumakap dahil malamig ang kwarto namin." When A learned that X and C started living together, A returned to the Philippines to get her daughter, who was then in X's custody. X was charged before the RTC of violating Section 5I of the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act for abandoning his wife and daughter, causing them psychological and emotional anguish. The RTC found X guilty. This was affirmed by the Court of Appeals. The Supreme Court ruled the same, finding that all the elements of a violation of Section 5I of the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act were present. The elements are: number 1, the victim is a woman or her child. Number 2, the woman is the offender's wife, romantic partner, or the mother of the offender's child. Number 3, the offender commits psychological violence. And number 4, the psychological violence leads to the victim's mental or emotional suffering. In this case, the victims were X's wife and their daughter. Because marital infidelity is a form of psychological violence, X inflicted such on both his wife and daughter when he cohabited with C, whom he also got pregnant, and when he abandoned A. X's actions caused his daughter psychological trauma, as evident when the child wept in court when asked to testify on her father's infidelity. The child said she was hurt that her father had another family and loved another woman other than her mother. For causing his wife and daughter suffering with his marital infidelity, X was found guilty of violating Section 5I of the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act. He was not only fined 100,000 pesos up to 300,000 pesos, but he was also sentenced to jail for 2 to 8 years. To read the full text of this case, visit the Supreme Court website and search for XXX versus People, GR number 250219.